Well, hello there.
Hello and welcome.
That just naturally transitioned, or did one of y'all transition it?
That naturally transitioned. It's a minute and a half, and then
it just does the thing.
That's
and
then
so
we're
cool.
in. Yeah.
I love it. Hello, Balor.
Hello.
We got a Balor already?
Balor.
Howdy.
Heck yeah.
I think Balor is on our stream before we're on our stream most of the time.
Honestly agree with that.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's the glue that holds us together.
So, Benjamin, what are we doing tonight?
So, tonight, tonight you'll see some, obviously there's some familiar faces. Actually, all these faces should be familiar, but specifically tonight we've come together because a certain someone who is directly below me is sort of like new to the D&D world, but is not new to the like role playing and acting world.
Yeah, I like to get freaky. I like to get freaky.
Hey, here we go. Right.
I like to play pretend.
In as many contexts as you can. So TTRPGs.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to be running a one shot and just kind of like getting into the fun things that you can do when you play Dungeons and Dragons with people that you. He's about to do a Type 5 at the Laugh Factory. I could not do a Type 5 at the Laugh Factory. It would be a loose 2.5 before I was kicked off stage.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was going to be a tight 60. I told y'all I've been having a stroke all night. My verbs and words and stuff's not working. I was going to make a joke about how you can't make one shots, but never mind, it's ruined.
So theoretically, this is a one shot.
Unless the fans love it.
And then it'll be a forever shot.
It'll be a forever shot. Also, I famously don't know how... Yeah, do you smell toast,
No,
Katie?
I just am bad at wife.
Bad at wife?
Wife.
Bad at wife.
Bad at wife.
Bad at wife.
Good at life. Bad at being wife.
Oh no. So bad.
We haven't even gotten there yet. You can't even assume that about yourself. That's not fair. So, I'm going to give you guys... Let's like... Before we dive in... Maybe let's do some character intros. Who are you guys? Who wants to go first?
Let's see.
Don't everyone jump at once.
Well,
I wrote something down.
I have to click into my name to see the whole thing. So
I could just go off the cuff here.
Yeah, do it. Wing it.
So I am a tiefling. My name is Figgy Newston. And I am kind of an older, gentlemanly type fellow. I have a mustache. It is impeccable. I am glamorously poor. You have to understand, as someone who goes from place to place, you don't really accumulate a lot of things, but I know a lot of people. I am ready to go at a moment's notice. It's one of the many things that MJ likes about me, as I've kind of taken Katie's character MJ under my wing. I can't tell you all why yet. Maybe someday when you're older.
Because we're best friends.
That's it. I saw potential in MJ. And we've been nuns on a run ever since. Once, literally.
Nuns on a run.
Sounds like a nice story.
I would also like to know about this story.
Around the campfire. Save it for the campfire. Save it for our long rest. We're gonna need it.
Oh, Lord.
I can go next. I'm a furbog druid. My name is Gore, just Gore. No association with the owl. I am lawful neutral, and I kind of have like silver wispy hair and like clay blue skin, and I'm like 50, so I guess I don't know what that be. We live to 500-ish, so
you're like a teen, practically.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. Well, if I don't want to play it like that.
No, you
so
don't.
maybe
You definitely don't need
100.
to.
I'm like 8 feet tall. I get bored pretty easily. I'm sincere. I protect those who cannot protect themselves, and I have some vices, especially hard drink. Only in the city though. And my backstory is that I I was abandoned at birth and raised by humans that owned a glass blowing shop. And one day the glass blowing shop lit on fire, and I was able to save my mother, but my human mother, but not my human father. People consider me a folk hero, even though it haunts me this very day. And I am trying to hunt down the group of wizards that I found out it was arson, and so I got to hunt down these wizards.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Cool.
Dang.
A very elaborate backstory.
I love it. Yeah. I'm here for it.
My name's Mary Jane, Sue Ellen, Savannah, Grace, Rebecca, Dixie, Fern, Scarlet the Fourth. My mama's name is not Mary Jane, Sue Ellen, Savannah, Grace, Rebecca, Dixie, Fern, Scarlet the Third. My mom just thought that, if you put the fourth at the end, it makes it sound smart and special. So that's where my name came from. I grew up on the farm with my mama. I didn't really talk to a lot of other humans or really any. I mean, I talked to the squirrels, but they didn't really talk back. I
Oh, I have good news for you.
I started finding out when I was just a little baby that I got some weird magic things going on that my mama just didn't have the understanding to help me with. So I went out into the world to try to understand myself a little better. I met Figgy, who is just being the kindest, nicest, brightest mentor and friend that a girl could ever ask for. And we just been traveling around together a lot. And I'm just trying to figure out what it is about me that makes me special.
It's everything, MJ. Don't you worry.
Are we all Southern?
I thought that was the plan in the chat beforehand.
Oh, no, that was a bit. I'm not doing that.
Well,
I thought it was a bit.
now I'm committed, I guess.
Well, two of us are from the South, and one of us is
From the south of what?
I don't know.
The
South.
Here.
The south of Fern Gully.
Fantasy South.
Yeehaw. So I guess I'm curious, and maybe I don't know if you guys ended up having an opportunity to discuss this, but how do you two on the right hand side of the screen here? How do you all know Gore?
I have no idea. Gore, you're like a sort of nature-y type of person, right?
That is right. I commune with nature. That is
Commune
true.
with nature.
I can become a tree.
I mean, honestly,
Pretty cool.
I would imagine.
Find, Gore in the swamp.
I was going to say, I imagine that Mary Jane saw Gore sort of as a kindred spirit. And it was the kind of thing like when a little kid is like, this is my best friend now. And your mom's like, all right, fine. Like, I guess this is your best friend now. Great. We're going to have to figure this out.
I can teach you how to talk to squirrels.
Honestly,
That's actually how I feel, and the two of you are best friends.
I have one of my features is rustic hospitality. Maybe you've come across, maybe you met me at some inn that I work at or something. I could just be in a town because like for some reason I have a decent amount of money for a furball. So I think I'm just like kind of known in the area. At least that's what
Cool.
I guess I assume folk hero.
oh yeah.
Maybe you've heard of me. The name's Gore. I have 130 gold.
Hey, in some parts of the world, people are like, wow, that's a fortune. Oh my gosh.
So true.
Cool. I love that. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about your party because that's how one shots work. We get to do that kind of thing. You all, I think, under the tutelage of Mr. Newston, are despite what it may appear to the untrained eye, y'all are actually a very talented group of I don't want to say con artists, because I think you guys have some morals, but I think, when people need a job done and they're looking for a group that's going to be sort of aesthetically the least suspicious, like, you guys are a great group to call, right? Like,
Look no further.
yeah, like you've got this 8-foot tall furbolg who, like,
Correct.
you stick out like a sore thumb in most crowds. Like, people don't suspect you of anything nefarious. And I mean, well, maybe the squirrels know better, but people don't really listen to squirrels for the most part. So,
what did Jeremy say about
Accomplices,
me?
you mean?
oh, I can't repeat what Jeremy said. Actually, there's a lot of like I
No
know that
nuts
this
for
is
him.
I know that this is like an 18 and up stream, but none of the things that Jeremy said are remotely appropriate, even for Twitch. With that tag applied, yeah, I can't.
Understood.
Yeah, honestly, you guys should probably have a conversation at some point. His vocabulary is impressive and offensive.
I taught him common. What can I say?
That tracks. There you go. Also, like, a couple words of Dwarvish got thrown in there. It's genuinely, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Also, hard to get him to stop talking once he gets going. I gave him a couple acorns. Hours went by. Wild. But here at the beginning of our session, we start out with the three of you sitting in an office in the city of Galza. Facing you, at a very small desk on a very tall platform, is a pixie, whose name has just been given to you as the Don. He's got, tiny little pointy ears. He's got big bushy sideburns. He's wearing a very finely made suit that is tailored to his tiny little, albeit somewhat chubby pixie body. And behind him are two enormous Goliaths, also in beautifully tailored suits, who have not moved since you entered the room. It's been about 15 or 20 minutes. You guys have been having a bit of just a short conversation. He wants to hire you for a particular thing, and there was sort of an exchange of like getting to know you, asking you about some of your previous experiences. You were recommended to him by someone else, one of your previous employers. And like, genuinely, they have not, as far as any of you can tell, even blinked this whole time. So it's like unclear if they're statues or if they're petrified or what the deal is, but they are very present physically in this space, if not otherwise. So after 15 or 20 minutes of conversation, he sort of looks, I would say, imperiously down at you, except that it's down his nose, but definitely up at you, even though you guys are sitting. And
I like how Zach and I both were like,
Oh, here's what I propose. It seems to me that you are the people for the job. And, it's very important to me that this goes off without a hitch. What I would like is three things. One, your utmost sincerity in promising absolute secrecy. If you are caught, tortured, maimed, dismembered, you can never reveal my name. I am simply your employer. Nothing more, nothing less. Is that understood? That's part one.
Yes.
I think we have an understanding, of course.
Excellent. This is what I like to hear. Otherwise, I might have to kill you before I leave my office. 2, I cannot guarantee your safety.
That's a given in almost every situation we've ever done for you.
A given. What? Sorry, continue.
Okay. And number 3. Upon fulfillment of our contract, you will each be paid 15,000 gold. Or 1,500 platinum, depending on how you decide that you would like to carry it.
I want a big bag. Can I get it in silver pieces?
We could do that over. Yes, I could do that.
Excellent.
Of course, I can do that for you. If you
Oh,
want
my
it in silver pieces, you get it in silver pieces.
I think we do the job for this person. It seems nice.
And we'll probably have to deliver the silver pieces in a cart, but we can make this happen for you. You give me an address afterwards. We can arrange it. I talked to a guy. I got a guy.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Figgy is just like looking distressed as this continues on.
MJ is just counting because she wants to make sure that he said 3 things, and she's kind of just sitting there like, but not saying anything.
Okay, so now that we have established the ground rules, I will need to shake each of your fingers to magically seal this deal.
All right, here you go.
He wraps his tiny little pixie hand not even fully around your index finger.
Hey,
And
got
I
a strong grip there.
Don't insult me like this. But thank you, I appreciate the sentiment.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
turns to MJ.
Oh god.
MJ,
Madam,
MJ stands up and she gives a very deep bow, and she's like, "It is a pleasure to be in your service, sir."
oh, easy with the hand there. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy.
Shakes your hand.
I feel like I'm pointing at you, and that feels rude, but
That's okay. Listen, it's a part of the job. I understand. My hands are very small.
MJ is manners very important.
manners matter, babe.
Manners matter. Every time we eat together, you tell me that.
Mr. Newston, last but not least.
And he offers his hand to you.
I put out my pointer finger. As always, it will be quite a pleasure making sure we get through everything we need to for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your candor in this conversation. Now,
Actually, as you each shake his hand, can you all just make general perception checks? I'll give you all advantage. This is an internal perception. You all get advantage on this.
I have so many dice out. I need to figure out which ones are d20s.
Actually, MJ, I'm gonna. No, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm
I'm happy to
make
not
you...
roll with a
No.
D20.
It's totally fine. Totally
My
fine.
intelligence is 7. I have a
That's
minus
okay.
2.
That's okay.
Right, a D20, right?
Yes, and you can roll it 2 times. Take the better score.
I got 21.
Hell yeah.
I got a 10.
10.
Oh, I crit fail.
Wait, with
Shit.
advantage?
Wait, you.
I
Did you
crit
roll 2
failed,
once?
though. I can roll a second time.
Yeah. So you're rolling twice, taking the best roll.
Let's go. 12.
12? Okay, cool. Interestingly enough, despite her general lack of intelligence, MJ is the only one that really notices this. As you shake his hand, yes, he's this tiny little pixie, but there is a reason that he is the Don, right? He's got these giant Goliaths working for him. You feel that you, like, as you shake your hand, you feel this like little tingle of magic sort of run up your arm. And you can tell in that moment that you've agreed to this in a way that is not just sort of like morally or professionally binding, but magically binding.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Gore and Figgy both feel like maybe they just like accidentally shocked this little pixie by accident, but you don't necessarily know like why.
You got disadvantage as a
Static-
redeem, Benjamin.
Static. What?
Jake gave you disadvantage. I think
I'll
as
hang on to
MJ realizes this, MJ is so there's 2 disadvantages to you. She is
You
so
bastards.
genuine when she says like I am agreeing to these 3 things that it doesn't bother her. Like she's like, okay, maybe there's like another level to this, but at the same time, like I am being 100% truthful and transparent, and I do not intend to break any of these. Also, Ben, you have to sing.
How do I sing in this voice?
I would like to find out.
I would love to.
I would also like to know.
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
I don't know. It's hard to sing when the voice is already pitched up. Anyhow,
That was beautiful.
Thank you. It's how I like to serenade the finalization of a business contract.
Is that how you seal business deals
That is
over in
indeed
this
how I-
part of the when your moon hits your eyes?
But it's okay.
like
All
that?
I have to do is say
It's
all
a
right.
pixie thing.
Yes, thank you. See, he understands.
I'm sorry, I was not trying to
That's a lot of
appropriate
pixies.
pixie
No,
culture.
MJ, please.
No
don't.
offense.
I do
Get us in
apologize
trouble.
if I
It's quite
have
alright. It's
been.
quite okay, silence. So here's the deal. Here's what I need you to do. How familiar are you all with the Stone Vault, the bank in the center of the city of which we currently are residing in?
for those who don't know, we're in the city of Galza. It's a capital city. Don't worry about it. It's not that relevant to the overall storyline, but potentially will be later on.
So how familiar are you with the Stone Vault?
You guys can all make history checks.
Yeah, I will do that.
I've got a -2 to history.
Oof.
It's a 10. Could have been
Okay.
worse.
It could be worse.
A 5. I've heard of it, but never
Jesus.
put eyes on it.
Becky, can you please go swap out your dice? What's going on over there?
I have a 14 plus
14?
3, so
17?
I got 17.
Okay, cool. So Gore, you know a decent amount about this. It's a pretty famous bank. The reason being that the city of Galza is an incredible hub of international trade. Most of the busiest trade routes between continents sort of stop here because it's sort of the first large coastal city. So there are an enormous number of banks from both continents that have a presence here. The Stone Vault is if you have powerful, magical, or incredibly valuable things, that is the place to store it. It's the safest bank, and people have attempted on many occasions to break in because there's good shit there, right?
Yeah. I know a little bit about this bank.
Good.
It's a bank, first of all. A lot of
That
money.
is-
All the
that's
money.
Well,
And it's in the center of town.
Yes, it is.
But in there, the money's not really the big deal. You kind of want the magical items that are inside. That's the important bit. Platinum means nothing when you have a bow that shoots ice or whatever. You know?
You might know more about the contents of one of these vaults than I do, which is impressive because I've been
Atlas?
studying it pretty regularly for some time now.
I like to read an atlas and a farmer's almanac.
They include that in the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
He just really, really likes ice things.
Oh, okay. Well,
I like to keep it
That's-
cool.
I was gonna say that's pretty cool of you.
Yeah, I love this guy.
This guy, he knows. So, back to business. One of my competitors has stashed a couple of valuable family treasures there, and I would like them. Now, I understand that this is a very dangerous endeavor, which is why I'm offering such a handsome reward to you. In addition to the 15,000 gold promised to each of you individually, not split, anything else that you are able to withdraw, so to speak, from the bank, you may keep, with the exception of this one artifact that I so desperately desire. Now, it does not look terribly powerful, it does not look terribly important, but I promise you, it is worth more gold than all the banks and gods that combined. Now, here's what you need to know. It is about 1 foot long, about 8 inches in depth, and about 3 inches tall.
Okay.
It's made out of wood. It's very beautiful. It's mahogany with gold inlay and there are many magical runes carved into the sides. Okay? No.
Okay.
It's very important that you do not, I repeat, do not, under any circumstances, open this box.
Okay. All right. Because I like you, I'm gonna be honest with you. You are making it so tempting to totally open that box.
I understand this.
You know you're doing that, right?
I do. I recognize that, like, on some level, intrinsically, everyone with any kind of intellectual curiosity is going to be like, but how do I open
That's
that
what
box?
I'm saying.
I understand this.
It's
I
okay.
have
It's okay.
exactly
I
zero
trust you. I
interest
like you.
in opening the box. So
Yeah.
MJ, I appreciate you.
Is it-
Maybe you should be the one who holds the box.
Is it sealed?
What?
Oh yeah, well yes, it is. I mean, it does not just open willy nilly. If that's what you're asking, yes, it is locked.
In case there's something dangerous in there, I don't want it to just happen to open because I flipped it on its side because I put it down or whatever. It fell off the table.
Have no fear. It will
It's
not.
not
Just...
going to be opened. You have my word.
Thank you. I appreciate
As a
that.
furball and a gentleman.
Oh, perfect. I mean, paying you a premium for your services, and one of those services is simply not opening this box. No. Do you have any questions for me? Things you might want to know that I've not already offered you as far as information regarding this transaction.
Any advice about? I guess that's our job. I was gonna say any advice on the heist, but like I guess is there any tactical weak points? Like, do we
No.
have any?
Nothing.
Well,
It is an impregnable fortress.
yeah.
I recommend very strongly that you do not attempt to go in. Swords blazing.
Oh, okay.
It has been tried numbers of times, and every time it has resulted in the absolute demise and destruction of the party attempting to rob this bank in such a manner.
well,
All right.
sounds like this is a job for folks with extreme cunning and mental fortitude, and I am happy to offer my services.
You're making me very seriously reconsider my choice right now.
No,
just kidding.
Don,
we're
please,
good.
I'm just
We're
kidding.
good. We're good.
Everyone's got to have a face, I understand. So, my recommendation would be to go in, converse, try to get an understanding of the layout of the building itself. I don't know how you're going to do this. This is not my job. Well, I pay, you do.
True.
I have, however, provided a safe house. Well, not really a safe house. I provided you a place to stay just across the road. So if you want to spend some time in the apartment,
He hands you a key.
you're welcome to stay there and do your best to observe, scope out the joint, that's the way to say. And again, any help that you might need in this moment, any questions, additional questions you might have, you please let me know.
You've been incredibly kind and incredibly thorough.
Well, I do my best.
If I had children, I would ask you to be the godfather of my
Oh,
children.
you are far too kind. You do me a flattery that I do not deserve.
Okay. Fine. Okay. You don't deserve it. Thank you for being honest.
Oh, you're a wise guy.
I'm playing. I love this guy.
Thank you, Mr. Don. We will see ourselves out after that one.
Hmm.
Thank you very much. Please enjoy the rest of your afternoon. There's coffee to the right if you feel so inclined.
This guy.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
I do not imbibe any mood altering or biology changing substances, but I do appreciate the gesture kindly. Thank you again.
I respect your dedication to purity.
My body is my temple.
Wonderful. All right, I bid you adieu.
And with that, he poofs into a small cloud of smoke and disappears. And the two Goliaths that have been standing behind him this whole time sort of like usher you to the door. Not like intimidatingly or anything like that, but just sort of like one sort of like goes and opens the door and gestures for you guys to go out. The other one passes first and indicates, where you guys can find refreshments, etc. You're in like an old mansion on sort of like the outskirts of town. This like big, like the floors are these like beautiful like inlaid floors. There's gold filigree all over the place. The ceilings are 20 feet tall. This is one of those places where you look at it and you're like, oh, this has been in your family for thousands of years probably, and the amount of wealth that has been accumulated over time is excessive.
If I would like to wait, have we, David? I'd like to do a perception check. I want to look
Sure.
around the house.
Sure. What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Ghouls.
Ghouls?
Mostly
yeah.
ghouls. I don't like ghouls.
Hell yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Or maybe plant life.
Oh, there's definitely plants. I won't even, if you're looking for, I'll say one half of that you do not need to roll for. There are plants everywhere. They're like sort of like they've been grown very like decoratively in a lot of places to sort of like go up an arch and across to the other side.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No, it's beautiful. There's like a huge greenhouse that you guys came through on your way in. Yeah.
Whoa, that's almost
yeah.
too many plants.
It's a lot of plants.
Okay. I'm gonna check for ghouls.
Go for it.
That's 8 plus 4. We got a 12.
12?
Do I see anything?
There, you don't see any ghouls.
Woo!
There are some people who are like on the older side whose faces are a little bit ghoulish, but not like actually ghouls.
Oh.
Yeah. No. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. It's like a tiny little pixie grandma who just is. It's like it would be like the tiniest, cutest ghoul you ever saw, but like she's very clearly still alive. It's fine.
It's cool. MJ Fig is cool. No ghouls. Ghoul-free establishment. The pixie guy wasn't lying.
Can't say I was looking for ghouls.
I also cannot say that I was particularly concerned about the ghoul problem. However, I do appreciate you checking out the premises for us.
It's the least I could do. I'm definitely afraid of ghouls.
That's legit. At this moment, a platter being carried by a mostly translucent, sort of like butler figure of some kind, sort of comes forward with a little tray. It has two cappuccinos and then one large glass of water, and offers it to the three of you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
Well, that's
Thank you.
lovely. Thank you. Yeah.
What time is it currently?
I'd say it's probably early, like earlier side of mid afternoon, like 2:30 ish.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, the bank closes at 5, right? This is like a normal.
No, West Bank. Yeah, honestly, it probably closes at like a really inconvenient time. It's probably like 4:30, so like you don't really have time to get there after work, you know.
4:47 actually.
Oh, 4:40.
4:47.
Honestly, I was thinking like 4:45 is like super inconvenient, but like 4:30 is just like rude inconvenient, you know. But I mean, it's one of those banks that like caters to people who like don't have day jobs, so why would they need to be open that late, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking maybe we should go and open a bank account, you know?
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
probably
Whoa,
get
that's a
away with
great
something
idea.
like that.
Ah.
We can case the place.
I would like to put my. I'm gonna start rooting around in my backpack and pull out one of several hand axes I have and say, "I have my deposit here."
And what do you have in that sack?
What are you gonna deposit?
My great axe. This is like an old, falling apart, like rusty ass great axe.
That is worthless to everything, but maybe we could trick them into thinking it's magic.
MJ, I hate to break this to you, but this is not like that ring that your pet lobster cat ate.
I'm learning a whole lot about myself right now, but yes, go on.
I've handled a lot of animals in my day. I don't think I handled that one.
Their milk is a certain kind of delicacy in the South.
Why?
Okay.
Zach's face just like made the night.
Well, I mean, I also have, and I'm going to pull out a rusty javelin as well, along with the rusty great axe. I got about 7 of these in my bag.
You got
I
I really do. I've got like 7 javelins. I don't know why.
I pull Gore to the side and kind of say out of the side of my mouth, so MJ doesn't really capture what I'm saying. She's not gonna get that ring back. I sold it a long time ago.
You sold
I
it.
said the lobster cat story, so that way she wouldn't be upset about it anymore.
Oh.
Lobster cats have acid stomachs, and it melted the ring. Get it?
Oh. Okay. I'll be cool.
Well, you know, Figgy, now that you mention it, I do really miss my Grand Meemaw's ring.
Get over it. It's
I know, I
gone.
know. It was
The
wow.
lobsters ate it. I whisper over to Fig. Hey, how was that?
That was perfect.
Okay,
don't know what to say, actually.
Nice.
Oh boy. Well, I would say as you guys are having this conversation, one of the Goliaths approaches you all, sort of like nods and says, "The master has procured a cart for your return back to the center of town. You are quite ready to go."
Oh, goody.
Actually,
Thank you
that would
kindly.
sound perfect. We could stop by the bank on the way.
Delightful. Follow me, please. And walking back with like very, very perfect posture, this like giant takes you, or half giant technically, takes you out to the front of the house, and there you find a beautiful horse-drawn cart that is just as fancy as the house, waiting for you. And he opens the door and stands waiting for you three to get in.
You got a mighty purty cart.
Everything
Thank you,
here
madam.
is so nice.
This is the Dawn's house, after all.
It's suspicious. I'll get in though.
Cool.
What? As I get in and the door closes behind us, why would you worry about where our money is coming from?
That's a very good point. Yeah. I don't know. I'm naturally inquisitive. What can I say? That's a good point. I'll zip it.
So the three of you get in. There is a small tray sort of built into the far side from the entrance, which has a number of like snacks. There are like these beautiful little like shortbread. There's tea. There's water. There's like a what do you call it? Snifter of booze, sort of that's like corked, but you know there are small glasses next to it. And unbidden, the horses begin to trot off. And the three of you head back into town. Do you want to stop at the bank first, or do you want to go by your sort of the apartment that has been procured for you for the purposes of sort of staking out the bank?
I think I would like to go straight to the bank, since I would imagine that I don't travel with quite a lot of things that, like, I don't have like a lot of bags that need to be dropped off.
Sure.
But also if the other two were like, we have to go to the place first, I wouldn't argue with them.
I feel like this place is gonna. What I know about the bank is gonna close soon. I'd say I agree with you.
Yeah, it's probably gonna take you guys like probably 45 minutes or an hour, so you'll have about an hour-ish before the bank closes for you to get in there and
Open an account.
or at least
Open an
attempt to. Yeah, absolutely.
We could also do a light walk through. Come back
Sure.
tomorrow. But I'm easy. We have a lot of options.
I think I would be opting for going to the bank to open an account with all of my random junk that is currently in my bank.
Fair enough. Okay. So, is there anything that you guys wish to do? Do you want to have like, you've got 45 minutes. If you guys want to try to formulate any kind of a plan, now is definitely a good time. However, if your plan is just to go in and try and open an account, we can move right on to that.
So, you're gonna open the account and you're gonna put those weapons in. What do we do? Do we pretend to be your butlers?
I mean, y'all can be.
I am obviously your mentors.
Oh, I could be the butler. I'm cool with that.
I am
I don't know
a
if it'll work,
very rich lady
Mm-hmm.
coming into town to drop off my worldly possessions with my Fairbold butler
Yeah, I do.
and my mentor. I think this is a foolproof plan that cannot be cracked by even the smartest of minds.
I absolutely agree. I could not be more on board for this. Oh, wait a second. I think I meant valet. I could do both. I could dress. I have a lot of skills.
Wonderful. So, the three of you enjoy the rest of the ride. It's very comfortable. And after about 45 minutes, the cart sort of slows to a stop. And the door opens of its own volition. And ahead of you is the stone vault. Just to give you guys an idea, the bank itself it takes up an entire city block just by itself. It is enormous. It is as much a fortress as anything else. It has these, as you step out, the steps leading up to the front door are made out of ivory. They are impeccably clean. You get the sense that they are maintained magically, and that even if you were to like spill dirt or potentially blood on them, that they would remain completely clean. On one side, you see a carving of a very wealthy-looking elf, sort of clad in these like big. I mean, it's stone, so obviously like kind of hard to tell. But the impression that you get is that like this big fur robe. They have like a cane in one hand, rings adorning the fingers. Like sort of their head has like a. I don't even want to say a hat because it's sort of like it's bordering between a hat and a crown. There's like very clearly that when this was made, that the person was standing there with like there's like metal sort of wrapped around it. And on the other side is a similarly sized statue, although you imagine probably not done to scale, sort of between the two, a dwarf who looks equally well-to-do with just this very ornate breastplate. With like an old family crest, and you recognize the crest on the breastplate and the crest that is above the door are the same. The Stone Vault family is this ancient line of like very, very famous and well-to-do dwarven bankers who their whole thing is that their family makes the vaults themselves. It's how they got their name back in the day. This is their trade. They make impregnable vaults, or vaults that are nearly impregnable. To your knowledge, no one has ever successfully stolen from one. But if you take that with the, sort of a grain of salt, given that, their entire family business sort of hinges on no one having ever stolen from it, whether or not that's actually true, there's a lot to be said for a good spin. These things happen. So the front area, and it's 3 in the afternoon, so it's still relatively, or maybe 3:15 at this point. It's still plenty light out, but looking around, you can see that there are fixtures everywhere for lighting. And the impression that you get is that at least the very front of this building is very well lit from dusk to dawn. And actually, as you guys step out, I would just love if you all made a quick perception check.
22. I'm rolling
Wow.
so nicely tonight.
Nat 20.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. I see all.
I changed my dice and got a nat 20 as well,
Whoa.
getting a
Holy
23.
Shit.
Yeah, my total is 24.
Damn.
Nice.
22, 23, 24? Wow. You guys are in it. That's
I'm a
amazing.
vault.
We are so in it partially because I am going to use use one of my psionic abilities as soon as I find it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have like psionic whispers,
Okay.
and I can basically telepath to these two. So like as
Oh yeah.
Gore sees something, he tells me about it, and then I tell MJ about it, and MJ tells me about things, and I share
Ooh.
that with Gore. So like we're all sharing information telepathically at instantaneous speeds.
Damn. Cool.
That's kind of hot, not gonna lie.
That's incredibly useful. Cool. So
I guess I'll have to take my ring off for this. I have the ring. I have the ring of mind shielding.
Oh.
I was like, what are you are you married, Gore? Like,
I'm cheating.
Gore has a lot of
My ring.
engagements.
is
it that way.
infidelity?
No, I have my ring of mind shielding. I don't like people getting up here typically, but it's okay. I trust you.
That's potentially very useful to have. Cool. So, all right. So you guys are able to then instantly communicate, and so all this information is passed, and each one of you is picking up different pieces. But for the sake of moving swiftly through the description, what you notice is several things. One is that there is a patrol along the roof that you see sort of comes into view every minute or so. We'll say, just for the sake of you guys not being suspicious, that you don't stand out too long, but long enough to kind of like get a sense of patterns. There's a patrol on either side of the building that seems to alternate, so that there's always someone watching sort of the front and always one of the groups watching the back. But there is about a 30 to 45 second window where they are walking from one position to the other, where they don't have line of sight on the front or back of the building.
How many seconds did you say that was?
About 45.
Okay. All right. That's a window. I like a window.
However, during that time, there's always somebody up on top of the building overlooking the front. And you get the sense, just from doing this like quick scope, that there is always someone watching every side of the building at all times. Additionally, and this is a little bit more information that isn't necessarily pertinent to the building itself, but at this moment, you see a group of people exiting the building. 2 half-orcs, a Goliath, and interestingly enough, another pixie. And if you could all make perception checks on this pixie as he exits the building.
11.
11, okay. I'll tell you from the get-go, this is not the Don.
7.
7, okay.
I rolled another 20.
Jesus.
You see everything.
You can see my dice rolls, right, Ben?
I mean, I trust you. That's wild. That's awesome.
This is nuts.
Hey, we take the victories, all right?
Okay,
Cool.
it's not broken. I just rolled a 4 just to check.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Great.
On a D4, to be clear. So, I think the other Gore and MJ are busy sort of like looking at other things and sort of like assessing what's going on. Figgy, you
Them some pretty shiny steps right there.
you look at this pixie and you have this like moment of like, why do I know this guy's face? Not all pixies look alike, but there's something about him, and it sort of fits. It sort of slots into place after a couple seconds that this is Giovanni Francesco Giuseppe Russo the Sixth.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of. It's a long line of pixies with this this name. And pixies live a really long time, so like, you know, we're talking like tens of thousands of years of pixie lineage here. With the nat 20, I will say, you know without a doubt that this is the person from which you are supposed to be stealing.
Fuck.
How many half orcs?
2 half orcs,
Okay.
and a Goliath.
How big's the half orc again?
They're pretty big. They're a little shorter than you. They're
All
about
right,
6.5.
all
They're
right.
like between 6.5. They're about 6.5 feet tall. The Goliath is maybe only a few inches shorter than you are, but is noticeably broader. And I will say, with a natural 20 on that perception check, you can also see that while they are all very well dressed, the 3 non-pixies all have like weird, like bumps in their suits where you can see that they are definitely armed.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm still going in and planning to open a bank account, so.
Sure.
Wait, so they're leaving as
They're
we're coming
leaving.
in?
Yep. As you guys
Oh,
are arriving, they're rolling up. You know what? We're going to do a quick. Oh, okay. You guys are fine. He does not recognize the cart, so you guys are covered for the moment.
Whew.
Roll a natural 1. You are very lucky.
Wait, but we don't know any of this until Fig says something, right?
So I assume that if you have this like whispers thing going, that this information is probably relayed immediately. But Fig,
Yeah.
please feel free to correct me if that's not
okay.
the case. Yeah.
At the speed of thought.
Perfect.
Whoa. That's the guy?
That is the gentleman right there, indeed.
And we're... I don't... Seems so cool and chill. It's kind of a bummer that we have to steal his stuff. Meh. I'm over it.
Object permanence.
DM, do I know anything about this person?
With a natural 20, yeah, we'll sort of like let that natural 20 carry for a bit. Yeah, I mean, this is an old pixie family, and there's sort of like these. There's a number of pixie families that have sort of established themselves as like mobsters.
I was about to say, are all the pixies mobsters?
Not necessarily. I will say the Russo family is actually, like, as far as things go, these guys are like squeaky clean. They actually are. They have been involved in like actual importing and exporting businesses as opposed to using it as a front. They run a lot of charitable organizations. They fund a lot of orphanages. They are very well to do, but they are.
So we're the bad guys. so I'm the bad guy.
We
Well,
happen to be people seizing opportunities.
I mean, at the end of the day, they are incredibly wealthy, and so there's sort of a moral gray area in stealing from the uber wealthy that I think you guys can kind of play with as you see fit.
they always say steal from the uber wealthy to give to the uber wealthy. Am I right? Oh, Zach, I can't hear you.
I just said fantasy capitalism.
Boom.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna
Thanks.
skip on up those stairs and head over to a teller window, and I guess wait my turn to chat to a teller.
Absolutely.
Can I do a roll to see if there's any little critters around before we get into the
Sure.
bank?
Yeah,
Any,
make a nature check for me.
nature check.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 9.
9. There's definitely some like green space sort of in the front. There's like a big fence, and then you got this like walkway up, and there's like a little bit of a green space that sort of exists on either side of the ivory steps as they begin to make their way up. But you don't see anything at the moment. You do see like a couple of like birds' nests. It's not like this is like an area that is somehow devoid of wildlife. There just doesn't appear to be anything at this exact moment. Yeah.
No, bummer. All right, let's. I follow as the butler.
Sure. Mr. Newston, I assume you are going with as well?
Of course, I don't want MJ to open up the wrong type of account and make sure the interest that she will be provided with is adequate for someone of such esteem.
How the fuck did I become the face of this group? I have so many questions.
It's gonna be fine. Quite literally, nothing can go wrong.
MJ, you're the face of the group because I burned my last fake identity and I can't burn this new one just quite yet.
MJ, can I ask you something? Do
Oh,
you
man.
really want me to be the face of the group?
No,
Do-
no.
Okay.
Do you want
Yes.
another nun situation?
I still am not totally clear on the nun situation, but I don't think I do. Based on the way you're asking that question, I might not be very intelligent, but I am a little wise, so I can infer slightly from context clues. Anyway, I'm gonna go open a bank account.
You smelled like butterscotch for a week, and I'm not doing that again.
I'm using context clues, and this sounds like a hilarious adventure. I would love to hear that at this point.
I also would love to know more about this.
I too would love to know more about it someday.
Perfect. We're gonna have to roll up a butterscotch one shot with nuns.
With nuns.
With nuns.
A nun shot.
A
A
nun
nun shot, exactly. Future, someone write that down. Cool. So you guys walk into the building. The first things that you see are you're sort of facing this wall of tellers. The floor is gold, and everything around you is either marble, ivory, or more gold. You see the occasional like inlay of obsidian around door frames. That is like very eye-catching because it's in stark contrast to like the very like clean white and gold color scheme that is otherwise extant here. And you are flanked immediately by armed guards. They're not making an aggressive move or anything, but they're like, very clearly like people come in, the armed guards sort of, check you out, give you a pat down. There's 3 of them, in fact, so 2 that are actually sort of like there who sort of like move forward, and the third who is dressed a little bit more formally. You see he's got like stuff on his lapel, some like filigree, a couple of like medals it looks like of some kind. He's got like sort of like the shoulder, I don't even know what it would be called, but like gold sort of like tassel sort of decoration on his shoulders in this beautiful like navy blue uniform, the white shirt, and navy blue ascot. And as you walk in, he says, "Good evening. Welcome to the Stone Vault. If you don't mind, please relieve yourselves of your weapons here before you move any further. My associates here will take care of them for you. They'll be placed in the racks to your right for your retrieval upon exiting the building. Can I ask you your business here this afternoon?"
I'm a very wealthy individual, and I would like to open an account with y'all to see if this is a safe place for me to store all of my vast wealth.
She happens to have a lot of fine artifacts. Hold on, trust me, go with it, I say in my head.
Which you can do.
And I believe that a gentleman such as yourself would be so inclined to let us through. Yes, indubitably. I should probably roll charisma. Right?
I think I'm going to need. So here's how this can work. You guys can make a choice. Katie, you either can roll with advantage, or I guess MJ rather, I should say. MJ, you either can roll with advantage, or MJ and Gore, you can both make. I will say you can either make persuasion or deception checks, depending on how it is that you are thinking of approaching this. Okay, are you trying to make a deception or persuasion
I
check?
think persuasion, because I mean they're both the same. They're both +2, so I don't really.
I'm trying to deceive.
18.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled with advantage, so.
Yeah. Crit fail.
Well, it didn't.
Okay, so it doesn't matter because so Katie's gonna. So essentially, the way that will work is as opposed to both of you rolling individually, that Katie just rolls twice and takes the better one. So you're sort of like helping her by providing your sort of like your verbal assistance in this case, sort of telling this guy who you guys are.
Absolutely.
So yeah, 18.
Okay. I mean, he nods. Yes, yes, of course. That is typically what we're known for. This is the Stone Vault, after all. However, you will still have to relieve yourselves of your weapons. This is bank policy. I don't make the rules. I do uphold them.
What if I'm depositing some weapons?
Are they of significant value?
They are incredibly magical, and I would easily demonstrate them upon you, but you have already said that there are no weapons allowed. This is quite a paradox.
I would prefer that you did not attempt to demonstrate your weapons upon me. That would be ill-advised. What we can do, however, is set them aside in a separate tray for deposit. Of course, upon completion of the transaction and establishing of your account.
So I just want to go through what is actually in my inventory because I don't know how this happened, and I
Sure.
think it must be a mistake.
Sure.
So Mary Jane pulls out 1 quarterstaff, 2 quarterstaffs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 javelins, 2 hunting traps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hand axes, 1, 2, 3,
What?
3 great axes.
This is
3
what
great
happens when you don't
axes?
play with encumbrance.
3? How did you get 3
I don't know
great
how this
axes?
got- I don't know how this happened.
You have a
MJ is actually a
magical bag.
kleptomaniac.
And then 2 sets of traveler's clothes. She
Do you
goes,
have a bag of holding?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how this happened. 'cause I didn't-
Honestly, okay. Here's. I'm just gonna like rule this right now. Please, each of you put a bag of holding into your inventory so that the like ridiculous amount of things that you have acquired as level 10 adventurers can just be safely tucked away, because that is A, not a significant sum, and B, completely reasonable for you to have at this point.
Also, Zach, you have inspiration.
Ah, very nice.
I'd also,
have
at this
inspiration.
point, seeing how the conversation's going.
Yay.
Um,
Valor.
Oh, Valor.
Oh,
That
I
is
should
great.
also hang on a second. Okay, cool. No, we're still good. I rolled. I realized that I had made a roll, and I needed to do so with disadvantage. So I have used up my 2 disadvantage rolls. One on that one for perception, and one for him to figure out that.
Oh, hey.
You're not
Aton
worth
is
a lot of money.
raiding.
God.
Hey!
Oh.
What's up, everybody?
Perfect timing. I would like to see, knowing how this conversation has been going, and seeing that as the mentor, sometimes you have to let the birds try to leave the nest and fly on their own. And knowing that the DM has disadvantage on this next save, I would like to use my Eyes of Charming
Oh, you
and cast
son of a
Charm
bitch.
Person on the teller to let us take these weapons with us and have no
Oh,
issues with any.
The teller or the head of security?
Who's giving us the most trouble about this right now?
Currently, it's the head of security who's sort of
Head of
just like,
security,
hey, like
then.
here's sort of like the rules.
Oh, then
as-
definitely the head of security.
Okay, cool. All right.
So I need you to let me go to my spells. I have spells as a rogue.
That's really cool, actually. And while this is happening, what I will do is I will take my Flame Tongue Greatsword, which is my main weapon,
Mhm.
which I also have, along with the
Jesus.
17 javelins, 6 great axes, and whatever else. And I will put the Flame Tongue Greatsword in the bin that they have requested that weapons go into.
You can actually just pass it to one of the armed guards.
Okay,
It's sort of
great.
collecting it from you.
Yeah,
I mean, this
I've-
is like a very like civil, formal thing where they're like, they just sort of like hold out their hands. You can pass them the things, and then they will chuck them into the thing for you.
I'm absolutely complying with authority. I understand that you are just a working class lady who is doing her job, and I respect that.
You wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick, would you?
I've read that book and I actually know better than to assume that it is just a simple walking stick.
No, it is. I promise.
Listen,
Ignore the living thorns that are circling around it.
Okay,
I need
so
it for walking.
We would really just like to
It's
deposit
not a
these
weapon.
weapons.
It's more of a like. It's just kind of.
It's more of a
it's
vibe.
It's a
a
performance
vibe.
piece.
okay, well, we're gonna do a mutual vibe check. So, Zeki, can you tell me what the DC is that I need to hit in order to resist your charm?
a wisdom saving throw of 13.
13. Okay, so I got a 19 on the first roll. Let's see how this happens. If I get an 11 or higher, I will succeed.
Oh, Ben, you have Bane.
What?
You've been baned.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Sorry.
dang.
I will remember this. All right, so I rolled a 13. If I get a 4 on this, you're good.
Cool.
That's a 2. That is a 13.
Oh.
So they resist. Is this a thing where they know?
Oh, they know.
They know.
Fuck!
If it fails the saving throw,
Hmm.
it succeeded. So then never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, psych.
Okay. Cool. So like none the worse for trying, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's totally fine. She smiles at you and says, "I do understand, of course, that you would like to bring your things with you. We simply ask that you place anything being deposited into this box. It will be then brought to the teller with you, of course. We'll escort you over for assessment and evaluation, and then deposit, assuming that you do want to proceed with depositing them here in a safety deposit box of your choice. Please."
DM disadvantage again.
I'm removing that from the channel. You bunch of.
Oh, when I was the one getting disadvantage, it
You
was
got
okay.
1 disadvantage.
My
I've
God.
gotten 3 plus.
I just
pain.
want everyone to know that I have never received disadvantage as the DM.
This is exactly what I expected. I was like, I'm gonna put it on the channel, and as soon as I DM, people are gonna be like, "Smash that fucking disadvantage button. Let's go, baby."
Speaking of smashing, smash that follow button and gift a sub maybe. And if you have an Amazon Prime, there's no excuse.
It's true.
That's true.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
All right, anyway, I'm back in character.
I pushed my Eyes of Charming back up. Okay, fine. And I put my +2 dagger in the box.
Is that your only weapon?
That is correct.
Okay,
At the moment.
I give them my staff. They can have my freaking staff.
They
It's
put
just staff of the woodlands. It's not even like staff of murder or anything. It's just it's a nice staff.
Yeah, it's a
Are you
magical
saying-
staff.
Can I attempt to do
expressing
something
this?
sneaky as I'm putting the staff away?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna hopefully without anyone noticing, I'm gonna pluck one thorn, one
One
magical thorn off of
Mm.
my staff and try
Okay.
and pocket it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Uh
for me.
oh, that's no good. Let's
You have
find out.
advantage though. Didn't you get advantage? Someone gave you advantage a while
Oh
ago.
yeah, Balor gave me
Yeah.
advantage.
And I currently have disadvantage to perceive this.
Okay, where's my sleight of hand? -1. Okay,
Roll
I
2d20.
am quite large and in charge. Okay, okay, D20. That's a crit fail.
Okay, roll.
Wait, no, it's a 7. I can't read anything. So 7. It's a 6. And then
Okay,
I
so-
roll it again, right?
Yep.
All right, let's find out.
I can see your rolls in D&D. Jesus. Okay. Wait.
It's no
okay.
good.
DM,
Yes.
I think
all these weapons are going to the vault in question, correct?
No.
So the ones that you guys are being relieved of, that are simply like yours, are just being like carefully put aside on like, essentially like a little like a I don't want to say a table, but like a storage area where like staves have a spot.
It's like a coat
created-
check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's just a very fancy coat check that is like very visible to you. You can see your things. They're not
Okay.
going anywhere. Yeah,
Okay.
they're not taking them from you in any like forcible manner. So much as like, this is a really fancy ass bank. We make sure that everyone that comes in is disarmed.
Fair
Whatever.
enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, so let's see if they perceive you. Yeah, like checking your gun at a court building. Exactly. Right. We just like let those
yeah,
things
it's
happen.
no, I
normal
rolled a
thing that
6
I
then
do
a
all the
7.
time.
A 7? Okay.
Wait. No, 8. It was an 8. So 9
Okay.
minus 1, yeah.
Well, so my first roll is a 4, so things are looking okay for you.
Oh, thank God.
And an 8. Yep. So with a 4 plus, even with a 4 plus 3, I still miss it. And you are able to snag one thorn, and tuck it into your pocket without the like half orc who is here. They're all like dressed very fancily. There's like, this is a really nice place. But they don't notice that you tuck a thorn away into your pocket.
Good,
So-
good. In my head, I say, I have a plan. Well, it's more like a prototype for a plan, but I have. I was able to sneak a thorn. We'll find out.
That's real nice, Gore.
It's magic.
I love like this validates this.
Like it's better than it sounds. I promise.
It's better. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
All right, so
Perfect.
you guys relinquish your weapons. They are taken and placed over. Actually, I will say, as you guys are standing there, you notice like one of these people is like actively polishing your weapons for you. Like you're gonna get them back in better shape than they were when you gave them to them in the first. Like this place is like this is a nice ass bank. They go above and beyond.
Whoa.
And then so you have the half orc that is sort of polishing your weapons and taking care of them, and then you have the other one who sort of gathers the bin that has all of MJ's just shitty old weapons. And you like watch as like this like very large human man's like muscles sort of like bulge through his like work attire as he lifts this like very fucking heavy bag or box rather of like all this shit, and like you can sort of like you can see the like the slight wobble. You know when you like carry something that's like a little bit heavy and just kind of like awkwardly shaped and you kind of wobble, just like there's like that little bit of instability, sort of like that like unstable walk gets over to the thing and sort of goes around the back and brings the box of weapons to a middle-aged halfling teller with a like beautifully maintained goatee and also sort of this like navy blue attire with the white shirt. Although interestingly, the ascots for all the folks behind the desks are gold as opposed to navy blue, matching the suit. And he has these like little pair of spectacles at the end of his nose, have like these chains that sort of, he's got like that little like chain thing that I don't know what the fuck it's called. They're called croquis. That's what I always owned were croquis, but they're made out of like neoprene, which this is not. And so the box gets set in front of him, and it is, I mean, these are enormous weapons, right? Like he looks up at you guys.
Would you like to deposit these today?
Well, howdy there.
Hello.
My name's Marshall, and
Lady Basharov the Fourth,
correct.
Lord of Fancy Town.
That is who I am. I am Lady Marshall the Fourth, Lord of Fancy Town, and I am here to open a bank account at this fine establishment, as I have heard that y'all are very safe and y'all don't let no one come in and steal nothing.
Our reputation precedes us. Yes, this is true. We are the safest bank in the city. May I inquire? Would you wish to open a bank account or a safety deposit box? Because this is not monetary. We cannot put it in an account. We can, however, store it for you safely if it is of sentimental value.
Well, say I do have a little box that's very ornate. It's at home right now, but I would like to store these with that, so wherever that should go is where I would like these to go.
So, to be clear, you would prefer to have your weapons stashed or stored in a safety deposit box that also has room for a small chest of some sort? Is that what you're referring to?
I would like my weapons to go where the chests go. Yes.
So we have a vault, yes, and within that vault we have rooms, obviously, for storing gold and monetary funds. We also have another one for storing items, so more or less such as this. So, of course, if you would like a safety deposit box, it would be a place to stash things such as these, as well as family heirlooms, possibly like these.
That's the one. Yep.
Can I? I'm gonna have you all make an insight check.
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
Okay.
Inside.
Zeki, you're muted. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, that's an 8 with a -1.
Oof.
Okay. It's a 3.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Where's my it doesn't matter, I guess.
Probably. I mean, I will say it's not like terribly subtle. He is clearly a little bit bemused about the fact that you like come in here and claim to be this like very fancy, rich, important person, and you're giving him like shit weapons. Like his assumption is very clearly that this must be sentimentally very valuable to you because there's no way in the world you would ever want to store this shit at this bank unless it meant a lot to you personally.
If y'all keep this safe, I'ma come back with my box. And it's a very valuable box.
I believe that she is referring to a box she has back at the apartment that I butler for, and inside this box is a series of jewels. It's
my jeweled box.
So we totally have access to that. Like we're supposed. God. In my head, I'm just like, yo, come on, somebody's gotta stop me. Interrupt.
I'm gonna need like a dual deception check from you two because this is outrageous.
I just like don't even know. Like I can't step in. Like there's nothing I can do to salvage this at this point.
I don't know. Yell or something.
How's a 6 gonna do?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
How about a nat 20?
Ooh.
That's gonna offset a 6 by a whole bunch.
By a whole bunch.
A whole bunch. He's like, yes, jewels. Well, we do typically. Typically, when folks open a safety deposit box with us, they are storing something of more pecuniary value than sentimental. However, if you do indeed plan to deposit more than just these items in front of me, I'm sure we could procure a space with enough room for both this and also your future deposits. I do want to inform you that for this, maybe the insurance wouldn't be so bad, but there is a monthly holding fee, of course. You can also go an annual route if you decide that it is more preferable for you.
I have one question for you. Now, in this big vault of yours, do other people have access to that? Like, are people going to see our stuff?
Oh, no, of course not.
But all these rooms are within this vault, so theoretically someone could get to our stuff.
Oh, no.
I just don't trust a lot of banks.
Very reasonable. You have come to the correct bank. What I can assure you is that while the room in which we access all of these from is the same space, the areas in which your items are stored are not the same.
I understand. And it wouldn't be a problem storing something like this. And I flourish my hand, and one of my soul daggers shows up, almost as if like a shadow played tricks with your eyes, and now there's just like a dagger in my hand.
Sir, you are supposed to relinquish that at the front desk. Security, please come here. And the person comes over and says, "Sir, I did request that you relinquish all weapons before entering the building."
You're correct.
Please.
You're correct.
Even corporeal ones?
Please forgive me. And I pull out another one, flourishing it with my other hand. This one I'd like to just give with you to hold at the dagger storage, and this one I would like to store with my dear's belongings.
Thank you, sir. Takes the one. So are you putting the other one into the bucket with the rest of the weapons?
Typically, with combat, these things will only last for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You need me to roll a d6 for a number of hours that they would stick around for?
I would would say, given that this isn't like the heat of combat, it's a lot easier for you to sort of like maintain the concentration necessary to pull these things into existence. I'd say that as long as you don't like go like miles away, you're probably
do
fine.
that.
I think at this point in your career, you've been doing this long enough. You're an old hand. That is a reasonable thing for you to be like, yeah, I'll just like focus on it and make sure it stays corporeal for the time being.
Okay,
Easy
so
enough.
I'll leave one at the front desk then, and then one for deposit.
Okay. So it takes it and brings it over. Like you're not making a fuss, so they weren't concerned that this is like any kind of an issue. But you get the sense, I won't even make you guys roll for it. Like one of the security guards, not the person who just came and took it from you, who's sort of like in charge, but one of the other ones sort of like moves up and is definitely standing a little bit closer to you guys at this point, just sort of like keeping an eye. There are other patrons. They're not trying to make like a big scene out of it. This is a highfalutin establishment. They don't want to make a big deal out of things that don't need to be made a big deal out of. And the other one is placed into the into this like box. The halfling behind the counter gives it sort of a curious look. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen one of those before. Anyhow, yes. So opening a safety deposit box, then yes.
Yes,
Lovely.
sir.
So, do you want to go on a month-by-month basis, which is perhaps better for you in the interim until you make a decision about a final deposit of some kind? Or would you prefer to go the annual route and establish a sort of a relationship of trust?
I don't rightly know the difference.
I like the sound of trust. Yes.
Lovely. So for an initial deposit, it will be a 100 gold.
I have 6,000 gold in my inventory, so that is NBD.
Where did you get all this stuff from?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
I have a sneaking suspicion this is from the last time you used this character, and you guys did some
probably-
shit and you got paid a bunch of money. I will
Probably.
say, at level 10, you guys should have like a bunch of gold. So like
Yeah.
100 gold is like, as far as like you're making a deposit, you're not paying for like the entirety of it. This is sort of like
Yeah.
your like down payment. It's a very small amount compared to how much this actually costs. Because like, let's be real, this bank costs a lot of money to have running. Wonderful. Please let me show you to the offices. We can fill out the paperwork, etc. And then, of course, I assume that given the nature, the deeply sentimental nature of these items, you would like to see where we are storing them. You are, of course, welcome to do so. We can take you to a separate room from your companions that you might deposit them safely.
For
Perfect.
sure. Yep.
Wonderful. We're not gonna roleplay that shit because no one wants to sit here as we roleplay you signing a bunch of fucking documents. You are able to do that. They fill it all out. You are required to sort of prick your finger and put a blood sample on the contract.
Ow.
You do that. Okay, wonderful. Cool. Wonderful. And then, so they do escort you sort of separately from Gore and Figgy to another room where you are then able to like sort of see the lockbox itself that's going to be placed into. Make just like a straight intelligence check for me while you're putting things into it.
With me?
Yes,
Intelligence?
all by yourself. There's nobody
Yeah. No, I'm so good at that.
here. Mm-hmm. Unless, well, here's what I will say.
I got a 12. I got a 12.
Okay.
Minus
If-
2.
Oof.
No, I got a 14. Minus 2 is 12. Yeah.
Okay. If either of you have a way to like sort of attach yourselves in some way to her psyche or like see through her eyes or something like that, you're welcome to do so if you would like to do so. Although
Are we all connected telepathically right now?
you are, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so at the very least, you can get the information relayed from MJ. MJ, what you see as you begin to put things in here is that the box itself is quite small, and you're like, I don't know how a great axe is going to fit in here. And then once you put the handle in, it almost sort of like gently pulls it out of your hand and into the box.
Ooh,
Yeah. That's
they got a party box too.
Nice.
Jesus.
Is it like a box of holding?
Based on the description that you get from MJ, you get the sense that this is some sort of like pocket dimension kind of thing. Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, like there's it's not like a box of holding so much as like they have placed a strong enchantment where there is a pocket dimension, and depending on how much you pay, you can get a larger or smaller pocket dimension to stash things into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in my head, I'll say, you know that ring I had that I took off for this? Apparently it can make me invisible. So maybe we could use that somehow. It says, I know that it'll make me invisible until I try and do something else. I can walk around and stuff, but if I try and do another spell, no way. So that could be something. Fig, you're a rogue, right? Would it be double sneaky if I gave you this ring?
It may, in fact, be extra double sneaky. And I am kind of shocked that you waited all these years to give it to me to now.
I'm trying to protect. I don't like people reading my mind. That's the key reason why I have it. Also, it's in case I die. My soul goes inside.
One time, I'm sorry.
That one time is enough.
Trust me,
if I
for
die,
both of us, it was definitely enough.
Yeah, this ring is very cool. It's the coolest ring I have. Well, maybe I have another ring.
He doesn't wear that one out in public too much, though.
No,
it's not
because I
necessary
sold it
as
to
much.
him.
I had a ring once. God, I miss my ring.
Oof.
So
Zach, while you're thinking about your thingy, I have a question for the three of you as a group. Are any of you magically proficient? Which is to say, do any of you have proficiency in Arcana?
Arcana? No, I have a -2 to Arcana.
Okay.
But
That's
I can
a plus
roll.
0.
Okay.
I got a +3.
You got a +3? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that it is reasonable to say that you guys are like trying to scope out whatever protections they have in this place, and I would love if you could make just an Arcana check, just a flat Arcana check for me about specifically as they are taking MJ into one of the other rooms. You notice that the offices that you guys went into, because you were all able to go into the office to sign the paperwork, but when MJ is taken into a separate space to like actually make this deposit herself, she goes through one of the doors that has obsidian sort of in the door frame, and I would love for you to make an Arcana check.
Cool.
Yeah.
I also have detect magic. I realized.
Aha.
I will say what I can do, and let me know if you would let me use it this way.
Sure.
As an action, I can open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet. So would I be able to sort of get some information if I were to use that?
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. So as just Shane putting these axes and javelins and things in, I sort of like take a little moment and I relax a bit. And I'm like, all right, what the fuck's going on here?
Cool. And Gore, are you doing something similar, or are you like? You're welcome to make the check as well. You guys may get. You might get different
detect
information.
magic, or should I do an Arcana check?
You are welcome to do either or both. You'll get different. You might get different information from different ones.
First, all right. I'll do an Arcana check first, and then I'll detect some magic. Okay.
So while you're rolling that, MJ,
14.
14. Cool. That's plenty to like get a bunch of info. So MJ, what you sort of like open yourself up to this. Obviously, the like box, the safety deposit box in front of you, gives off an immense amount of like magical, like I don't want to say radiation, but like the aura of it is intensely magical.
Okay.
You also get an aura from like one of the corners of the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Of like illusion magic. And
Illusion?
Mhm.
Interesting.
And so you can tell just sort of like generally, because you can kind of like sense it as like a thing. You know that there's a person sort of like on the other side of the wall, one of the guards waiting for you, and you get like a number of magical pings off of that person as well.
I'm just curious. I mean, I know y'all's reputation, but it would give me and my magnanimous kingdom that I am lord of peace of mind to understand sort of what types of protection y'all have in place to stop someone from, sneaking in here and taking all my precious weaponry.
Who in this room are you talking to? Because you're in this room by yourself, right? So
Oh,
you
I thought that the teller was still with me.
No, they leave the room. This is like when like
Okay.
when you get like escorted to like a room by yourself, and there's like nice leather chairs and like a big table. You're in here by yourself. There is illusion magic coming from one corner, but there's nobody else in the room.
Oh, okay. Well, so
Yes.
I will ask that question when I exit the room.
Okay.
But in that case, I would like to sort of kind of just in like looking like I'm checking out the space, make my way over to that corner and sort of see what's what.
Sure. Are you sort of like remaining open to the magic as you do?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move towards the corner, the magic sort of shifts to the opposite corner.
What do I see?
Make a perception check.
I'm so perceptive. Well, 11.
11? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Illusion magic. Well, all right then. In that case, I'm gonna pop on out and I'm gonna ask that whole series that I said that I'm not gonna say again to whoever's standing out there, whether it's security or the teller.
Okay.
MJ, you
Yes.
put my extra dagger in there with your stuff, right?
If it was in the box to deposit, I absolutely did. Yes.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I? Dang it! I'll probably have to do another sleight of hand check if I do this.
Do you want me to do it for you?
Oh, it's like no, but that it would require the pass tab. I basically wanted to have slipped the thorn for MJ to put in the box as well, because I got a plan. I don't know how.
I will
I love-
retroactively allow you to sort of finagle that. That seems reasonable to me.
Oh, I have.
Also, you guys are gonna need all the help you can get to break into this place, so I'm happy to like give you some, give you a couple of mulligans.
Cool. Okay, Fig, I'm gonna need you to give this to this is in the past, I think. Fig, I need you to give. I need you to give this to MJ. It's my little thorn. We're gonna have her put it in the box as well. I have an idea. I think we all have. A
I think we all have different
brewing.
ideas.
We all have different
Yeah.
ideas. But the thing is, the more ideas, the better. That's what I always said.
Low key chat, we have each individually messaged each other saying that we each have a plan independently of each other.
But I want it to be known that none of them have actually communicated the plan to
Because
one
Ben's
another.
in all of these chats and we
I
can't
communicated.
I'm not gonna metagame it.
I communicated my plan very quickly and succinctly in the private chat.
Yeah, it's true. I'm too dumb to make up this plan. You did communicate that. In fairness.
It's true.
I will say,
But making a sleight of hand check?
yeah. I'll say because it's the two of you and you can communicate telepathically, it's easy enough for you to be the one making this check. I'll say it's a DC 10 to not be perceived as you do this. I won't even
I
have
got
it.
a 19.
You got a 19? Yeah, it's a thorn. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I have plus 12, so...
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Not a problem. You probably palm it at some point while you're doing like the thing with the dagger, and people are like looking at this hand, and you just like swipe it. It goes into the box. No one notices. That's easy enough. That's completely reasonable.
Then I can tell MJ like, hey, there's check your pocket and put it in there, please.
There's
Yeah,
a small thorn.
Toss it in.
All right.
toss it in. Thank you.
Cool. Also, with a 14 on your Arcana, excuse me,
Mhm.
I didn't have enough coffee today. Yes, I am saying that at 9:40 p.m. Uh, what you feel off of that doorway as MJ walks through it
Mhm.
is just a slight like pulse of arcane magic. It's nothing crazy, but you get the sense that if someone were to have an active spell cast on them when they went through that door frame, that it would be dispelled as they did that.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, so I'll give you that one on a 14.
I will. We gotta be careful. There's some cleansing magic on that door.
Did I ever get an answer to what the?
So I just wanted to like make sure we were sort of touching base with everybody as we were
Yes.
going. But yeah, so as you come back out and you talk, so you're asking here's what I'll say. What is your objective by asking that like very long-winded and circuitous and very poorly worded question of
Yeah.
the you're doing your best here, right? Like big words aren't your forte. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what are you driving at here in asking that question of the teller?
I mean, I'm just trying to get a little bit more information about what the actual defenses are that we might be up against by saying, like, how are you protecting my things from potential break-ins? But really, I'm trying to kind of get some extra information for us.
Sure, that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
He smiles at you, looking a little bit bemused by your choice of words, and he goes, "Oh well, of course. We have our excellent security staff. We have a number of other automated security systems as well throughout the building, magical and non-magical. I can assure you, if you deposit your things in our vault, they will not be stolen."
That's just so good to hear.
Delighted to be able to assuage any concerns you may have.
Yep, I'm so assuaged.
Is there anything else that I can help you with this afternoon?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm wondering, where did all that go? What, like I put it in the box. Is the box going to stay in that room or?
Oh no, of course not. The box actually has already been moved into our vault. I will explain to you as succinctly as I can.
So you're going to say simply, and I was going to be like, that's fair, that's fair.
No, he's listen. He's a professional. Okay, he knows what he's doing. Each of our safety deposit boxes is enchanted by a powerful magus on staff to essentially create a small interplanar space accessible only through the entrance, the opening of the lid. Yes, by which you may access your things. Of course, in order to access your things, you yourself must be present, which is why we require that small amount of blood on your form. That it matches you and your safety deposit box to one another.
That is information for sure. Yep, appreciate it. Yep. Well, it's been so delightful and wonderful to meet y'all, and I can't wait to do more business together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for your patronage. Is there anything else I may help you all with this afternoon?
No, sir, you've been lovely.
He nods. I will say, you guys do all notice his eyes kind of like keep flicking up to the clock. It is a little after closing. The doors have been shut. Nobody else has come in the interim, and he is, of course, professionally obligated to continue to serve you, but like definitely does not want to be here anymore.
Cool. I mean, I think what we should do is we should head back to the
Airbnb. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It is a
A
essentially,
fantasy
like,
Airbnb.
I will say, like, I'll give you guys this just like a little bit of information. So the key comes with like an envelope attached to it. There's a penthouse that he has rented out like across. So essentially, you can like watch this place from the comfort of like a very nice establishment.
Yeah.
There's instructions on how to get in. You're supposed to go in a back way because obviously they don't want you to be seen too much, like
Sure.
leaving and coming directly across. That's suspicious. So there's a back entrance. You can go up. There's a private elevator that will take you all the way up to the penthouse itself. You have 3 or 4 days in which to complete this assignment. So the place is yours for the next 3 or 4 days. We'll say 4 days.
All right.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Let's go get some stuff from the debt. I need my staff, and then I'd say let's convene back at the place.
Can we convene back at the place above the table? Because I know that Mary Jane has no thoughts, and I, Katie, have a lot of thoughts, and we just like to get them out without having to try to figure out how Mary Jane could say these things / would even think of them.
We're going home.
All right, cool. Easy enough. It is a 2-minute walk. You go in through the back door. The key works perfectly. There is a private. You have like essentially your own private entrance. You get the sense that this has been something that has been in the works for like a long time, and it was just a matter of finding the group that he was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try those guys out for this. There is food. There are a couple more of like you walk in and there are some more of those like ethereal servants, unseen servants for anyone who's curious.
Ghouls?
Definitely not ghouls. I will tell you right off the bat. You can identify them as
Alright.
non-ghouls. These are beings of arcane nature, not undead.
Okay.
You're good. Don't worry. They come in. One of them like comes forward. They have sort of like a number of like little drinks on the platter, depending on what it is that you're interested in. Another one takes any like bags or whatever from you and sort of places them in your respective rooms. There are rooms for each of you. There's a beautiful dining room. There's a study that overlooks the road, which allows you a beautiful line of sight to the bank.
Okay. I just want to really quickly get out my thoughts out of character. So, it sounds like in order to access the Pixies shit, we need the Pixies blood. I don't know if we can sort of bypass that by getting into the vault, and then everything is in the vault and we don't need their blood to do that. I'll
have you guys. Why don't each of you guys roll me an intelligence check?
Okay.
Or an Arcana check.
That's
whichever is better.
Still bad. They're both -2.
Whichever's better for you. Just
3.
Boom.
Okay.
That's a 6.
Oof.
That's a
Come on,
16
Zach.
plus 3? 19.
19?
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So, as you guys are discussing this, Gore, what I will say is you, like, while thinking about this and sort of like mulling it over for the last 15 or 20 minutes as you guys have gotten settled and had some food, whatever, blood magic is pretty frowned upon. So you have questions about the legitimacy of the claim that the blood on the thing is actually connected to the safety deposit box, or that's just like one of those things that they say because it's like, if you're not magically inclined and you're like, if you're like a rogue, right, and you're just trying to like break in, like a smash and grab kind of thing, and you hear something like that, it's more of like a sort of a like
deterrent.
It's a deterrent to sort of be like, oh gosh, well, I don't know anything about magic, like, whew, I'm not gonna even bother because I'll probably just get in there and then be stuck or die or whatever. Like who knows, right? It's blood magic. That's terrifying shit.
They could have altered it somehow. They probably did. They probably made it so even if the extent of blood magic is insane. They could have made it so the Pixie's blood becomes some different type of blood. There's a whole host of things that could happen. I don't want to. They're cool. I don't want to kill a Pixie. They're cool. We're friends.
So what I was going to say, and then we can get into the ideas that you guys had. My thought was, I have a hat of disguise if we could get an access card from someone could put on the hat of disguise, pretend to be the teller. I could come in, I could deposit my box, wink, and we could sort of get in that way. But that was my Katie's thought. I will now listen to Figgy and Gore's additional thoughts.
I mean, my ring can turn people invisible, so that's an option. Could always, we've observed the patrols. We could go invisible and follow one of them. What else could we do? We could if you get me close enough, I can explode the thorn that's in there. By which I mean grow it and make it overgrown. It may do nothing. That's a plan.
How big does it get?
It says overgrown.
So
let me see if it has any more. I don't even know if I can cast this puppy.
So it grows very large.
Oh no, 100-foot radius.
100-foot radius is huge.
Yeah, range area 150 feet. It says if you cast a spell on action, choose a point within range. All normal plants within 100-foot radius centered become thick and overgrown.
You could blow up this space potentially.
I don't have.
Blowable.
Yeah, if it's not, at least if you can get me close enough.
I feel like there's only so much room in some of these pocket dimension type things. By design.
I think probably so far invisible ring and hat of disguise seem like our best bets so far. Listen, I'm upset that I left my thorn in there, but it's a backup plan. In case
and I have my secret plan too.
Oh right. Okay. That could work too. There's so many good plans. I can't.
The secret plan would require the thorn, though.
I mean,
it incorporates your plan into that as well.
Do we want to do your plan first, Zeki, and see if it works, or do we want to?
I'm sorry. Wait, are you guys having a conversation about your secret plan without me?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't do nothing.
Honestly, my plan has so many steps of getting an access card and doing this and doing that and doing the other thing. Let's do Zach combo plan. I think that'll be more fun anyway. And also, Mary Jane's not that smart and wouldn't have thought about her hat of disguise. So, feels more in keeping with sort of what's happening lore-wise.
I just need to figure out a way to supercharge it.
To supercharge.
I'm sorry, what?
The supercharge?
Yeah, I want to supercharge it so that way.
Is there a way to supercharge it?
I don't know. I feel like we could potentially roleplay it with some other abilities and features y'all might have.
I could rage and do some chaosy shit.
Oh, that could be actually. Oh, we just lost.
Uh-oh, lost Zach.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And he ooped.
And I oop. I mean, so he's back.
Sorry.
I could, if I rage and potentially do some chaosy shit that could maybe supercharge it up a little bit.
And
would we do that inside the vault, or we would do that inside the vault, right?
We would do that twice.
Okay. I can rage twice.
We have to get lucky twice.
Okay.
Which adds a little bit of danger to it, which I think is hilarious also.
Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm down. I'm so down.
Okay.
Hold on. Go over the plan for Gore just quickly. One more time. I disappeared into the nether. It's something that only furbolgs can do.
You got a furbolg proc.
Yeah. I'm now.
How much magic stuff do you have? How magical are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
MJ or Gore?
Gore.
Oh, I'm quite magical. I'm quite magical.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mostly like animal and nature based magic, but it seems pretty good. I got like a lot of wisdom and intelligence and big magical staff. I can detect magic and call lightning. Yeah, I'm pretty magical. I would say.
Actually,
Maybe not comparatively so to like a sorcerer. I don't know.
Lightning could charge it up a little bit. It's like pure like electrical energy.
Yeah, I can call lightning.
I
I
have.
could, or thunderclap. I could thunderclap too. That's a cantrip.
Wait, I have. Fucking. Where is it? One of my magical items. I have a javelin of lightning.
Hmm.
Oh, I have an idea then.
Yeah, when I hurl
Alright.
it and speak the command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide, extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. There's a dex save, some lightning damage, and on a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin plus that lightning damage. So, all right.
MJ,
back in
did you
character.
did you save any of those javelins?
I mean, I saved the one that's special. I
Okay,
saved my
so-
special boy.
So we're gonna have to use your special boy to get into the box.
My special boy's gotten into many. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
uh,
It was only a matter of time, really, before it got like extra lewd.
Balor's right. It's a new record.
I can go boom sometimes. I just don't know what the boom's gonna do.
I think that'll be fine for what I have planned here. So you remember I gave those daggers specifically to the 2 locations?
I'm gonna be honest, I did not really notice, but I do believe that is something you would do.
That
Gore
is-
remembers.
Thank you, Gore.
Every Tom remembers.
So Gore, you have that thorn that can grow quite large. Is that correct? It engorges itself inside
Oh,
the
yeah.
box, right?
Yes.
He gorges
And,
itself in the box.
While it's in there, it'll just explode and everything will just
Right.
kinda-
If the box is tight enough, then of course it'll explode.
Well, my idea then is that the dagger will be then thrust outward
Hmm.
into the vault itself.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Well, so once that part of the plan has become a successful event, I think that we can use my ability to teleport to the daggers, supercharging it with your lightning power, MJ. Maybe some of your wild magic will help power us all together into the vault. We find this box, which would also be strewn upon the floor with everything else. There's going to be a lot of magical items. We're going to need to be careful what we touch.
I can
We
only
could-
detect so many things.
We could catch something.
You gotta be careful when you enter boxes that you do it safely.
Oh my
You don't catch
Especially-
anything.
Especially a vault like that has seen so many
Ins and
guests,
outs.
so many game
guests.
customers.
I try to run a nice heist one shot for you 3, and this is how you repay me.
I'm still heisting.
I would-
I would
I'm
argue I'm
heisting?
still
I would
heisting.
have it literally no other way.
I have done nothing but heist.
We are the heistiest of heisty boos.
So then, once we find the phallic-looking wooden thing that was described earlier,
I thought it was also a box that
I
contains
thought
something
we
you
were
can't
looking
look
for a
at.
box in a box.
yeah, we don't know what's in that box, do we?
Don't be so
Anyways,
heteronormative, Figgy. Boxes can go with boxes, all right?
Oh my
Box,
god.
but what's inside the box, MJ? That is the quintessential question here. What fits in an 8-inch box that's only 3 inches wide? You tell me, MJ.
I don't know. My intelligence is 7.
But anyways, I left the
Stop! You're
second,
tearing us apart.
but I left that second dagger at the coat check area, and then we can teleport back to that one.
So you did not collect it when you guys left.
I made no attempt to collect that dagger.
Okay.
I got my staff.
Yeah, I picked up my sword,
Yeah,
but
my staff
That-
is how I like talk to squirrels and stuff.
That way we can do minimal damage to the nice people within the bank while ripping off whoever else we want to. And, you know, maybe if there's some magical items that we see could benefit the rest of society, we just give them out.
Whoa, that's very charitable of you. I was just gonna sell it and stuff.
Well, sometimes you can't be selfish because it hurts people, and it's not right.
He says.
Hey,
guiltily.
I mean, listen, that's you're not. You're
I
not,
look at
that's not a
MJ
bad
very
point.
sadly.
Not a bad point. But I run by my own code, which is, hey, come on, they don't need it. Come on, they don't need it. Let me have it. I need a
I
vacation.
mean, I'm saying we can keep some things too. We can keep
Okay,
the
cool.
fun stuff, but
I can use my spider senses to find out if there's other kinds of stuff and what that stuff does do, you know?
Oh, I know that we're like almost set on a plan, but I had this idea.
let's hear it. Or sometimes your
Okay,
your
all right.
ideas are humdingers.
thank you. I do have a lot of intelligence for somehow. Let's see. Okay, so I have this ability called Spider Climb, where until the spell ends, I can touch somebody and they can move up and down across vertical surfaces, upside down on the ceiling, and leaving it hands-free. They can also, your climbing speed is equal to your walking speed, which is very important. If you slip that ring on, I cast Spider Climb on you. You can just like climb your way up the ceiling and, you know,
That's
back in the
perfect.
back room and then hang on the ceiling. You know, you can do some of that.
I don't
perfect.
understand why these things are mutually exclusive. We can spider climb all around inside the box.
Oh yeah, add it on, tack it on, tack on Spider Climb into the plan.
And Gore, I think that is a brilliant idea that you should cast on MJ, as I have these handy dandy slippers right here.
Whoa.
As I wiggle my toes with my slippers of spider climbing, which
Oh,
also allows me to climb walls and stuff like that.
you got the. Oh, that's so cool. How many druids did you have to slay for that?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Because we've had the. Nah, it's cool. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, so just to recap, I don't know wait, is this happening now? Like, is this happening tonight or is this happening during the day? We should probably do it at night, right? When like there's less
MJ,
people,
I mean,
think?
MJ, ultimately, I think, you know,
I mean,
there'd
need
be
a
the
good
least
night of
amount of
sleep.
people when it's closed.
Yeah, so I think so I'm gonna javelin my lightning and rage at the same time. We're gonna teleport into the vault.
Mhm.
I'm gonna spider climb around the vault
Mhm.
while one of the boxes explodes.
Mhm. Mhm. Can't backfire at all. 100%. Keep going.
We could let the box explode first and then teleport in. That would make more sense. So that
That
way
is
we
a
can
fair
ensure
point.
that the dagger is not still in the pocket dimension that,
That
I
is-
would teleport into.
How do we get
That
into
would be
the
bad.
pocket dimension that the box is in, though?
The box isn't in a pocket dimension.
The box is in another box.
Which box?
The box that
This
we
is
were
a
hired
third
to
box?
steal. No, we were hired to steal an ornate box.
Yeah, that box is in the vault.
It's also in a pocket dimension within the vault.
And when
I'm
Gore's
so.
horn
I need to
explodes,
convene with nature. I'm confused.
But they're not in the same pocket dimension, right?
That was like vault box, and then what's inside the box is a pocket dimension. So that's why we're worried about the dagger being in there. So Zach doesn't explode when he goes
Right,
into a
but
vacuum.
I'm talking about out of character. The box we're trying to steal. Is
Mhm.
that not in another pocket dimension somewhere in the vault?
we're not 100% sure, but
I'm
that,
not. Yeah, I can't.
but
I'm
that,
not.
but that
100%
growth
sure.
is going to be like 100 square feet of like explosion, right?
I mean, I guess we
Gonna
can
be a
start
lot of
exploding
thorns.
all the boxes. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm in. This sounds foolproof.
we're like blowing up the vault from the inside out,
Hey,
Right.
pocket dimension style.
Fig, make me a history check real quick, will you?
Of course, I would love to, and I would love to also think about the fact that a bunch of pocket dimensions are going to collapse on each other.
Uh
Could possibly go wrong.
What could possibly
Possibly
implode
go wrong.
like the entire universe? That's a 19.
Ooh, a
raw,
19.
baby.
Okay. You know what? Roll another one. Roll with advantage, just because this is in relation to a natural 20 that you had earlier.
Oh,
So I'm going to give you advantage on this. Not that a 19 is low and enough for it to be an issue, but like just in case.
it was a 13.
It's a 13. Okay, so 19. You remember earlier when you saw Giovanni Francesco Giuseppe Russo the Sixth leaving the bank, that he was holding a key, and you were just able to make out if MJ looks at her key, there's a number on it, and you were able to make out with reasonable certainty the numbers on that key. See, like he wasn't trying to hide it, right? Like the likelihood that anyone gets in to steal that shit is so low that like he's not really that concerned. But you remember that you're pretty sure 069 was the number of the safety deposit box.
Okay, so in
Nice.
theory,
MJ, what's your box number?
0420.
So that should
It's
be pretty
the
close.
only acceptable answer.
So that box should be pretty close to 069 then, relatively speaking.
Relatively speaking, I would think so. I mean, we do need to figure out how to get into the box if we don't have the key, but I mean, I'm not that worried. Worst case scenario, we bring the whole pocket dimension out with us. Am I right?
What could go wrong?
What
Yeah,
could
it's
go
true.
wrong?
Nothing. I don't think anything could possibly go wrong. This is a foolproof plan. I think. Oh, I also have. I have a lot of heist-worthy spells. I didn't realize.
Oh,
Spider climb, disguise self, detect magic.
You are literally part of this group for a reason. That's
Mhm.
awesome as hell.
Tree stride. I can go in. I can travel through trees. Are there any trees in the vault?
We
I can
did not
go
see
inside
any, I don't-
trees.
I don't think we saw any.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
How much can you grow that thorn into?
Instantaneous. 150 feet. It says.
I mean, here's what I'll say. With 150 feet,
If I cast for 8 hours, the plants become enriched for a full year.
Jesus.
I could stop like suffering and starvation. What am I doing?
you could, and instead you're robbing a bank.
You're robbing a
Instead of
Yeah.
robbing,
bank.
You're
dwarf
robbing a
bank.
bank.
I mean, hey, look, priorities, man.
Fair.
We all have our reasons.
Here's what I'll say. I will give you that you are like reasonably confident that you could grow that thorn if you like really concentrate on it, and it'll be a check. But if you concentrate on it, you could grow that thorn into a tree that is large enough for you to tree stride through.
Yo.
Potentially, yeah. There's a check
Yes.
involved. There'd be a check involved with Figgy's like teleporting through means of the magical knife, because the big issue is that there are wards in place around this vault. So it's not just like, oh, we're teleporting inside like a big stone vault, right? Like this is more than just that. So you're gonna have to make a check in order to like, I hate to say this, penetrate the defenses, because that just feels too on the nose. But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, so I will tell you that with a successful check, you guys could tree stride in. Whether or not you'll find absolute fucking chaos upon getting in there remains to be seen, but that is a possibility.
I think that we just go for it, and once we get inside, see, the thing is, we don't know what's inside there and the capabilities of what's inside there anyway, so there's no point in worrying about it. You know? Guys, I think we just do what we can. Get as far as possible.
Short.
I think it's brilliant.
Should we? We should probably like get a good night's sleep, or I don't know if we want to do this now. I feel like it may be too suspicious, even if it was at night. I don't know. That's just me.
But here's what I think that maybe we should try to catch it at a changing of the guard. Maybe when it's getting close to when the night shift should be heading out, and before the day shift is really like there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe we catch the night guard, and when they're like spending that last hour, their shift in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I mean,
Okay. I like that idea. I'm sure we have like a small window that we could get through. Maybe. Oh God, I can't wait until MJ's spider climbing.
I also cannot wait until I'm spider climbing. It sounds super fun.
I also like to point out that just like the name and the thing is entirely appropriate. I love it. I'm here for it. It's great. Okay, so do you guys want to essentially like stake out the bank from your current location, or are you guys just trying to like enjoy a quiet night, not worry about it too much, and then around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning try to bust in? What's your timeline? What are you guys thinking?
I say maybe we just relax a little bit. It's nothing we could do right now. I'm not in tip-top. We've been traveling. I'm not in tip-top shape. That's just Gore's opinion.
I think we should be at full strength if we're gonna do this right.
Yeah.
I would agree, although I do feel pretty tip top at this moment in time. However, I'm more than happy to, take a little nap of poo and come back feeling A-okay.
Yes, we should definitely rest up. Gore takes a big flagon of mead and shoves it into MJ's hands. We must rest. Cheers.
I did say earlier I do not believe in mind, spirit, or biology altering substances, but
I chose to ignore that.
But I will, and I'm gonna go over to the sink, like Airbnb sink, and like start like rummaging through for glasses and pull out and like put some sink water in a cup and be like, I will toast to our successes with the nectar of life.
That's water. Water's gross.
Amen.
Gore, she don't drink. It's fine.
I know. I chose to ignore it, but
I typically do too.
Cheers to an incredible team and an incredible plan.
Totally foolproof. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
There are no possible pitfalls or problems or really snares of any kind.
Nope.
That could maybe even a little bit happen with this plan.
Cool. So,
in and out, 15 minutes.
Boom.
In and
Easy
out,
peasy.
15 minutes.
All right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. You take effectively, say, a short rest. Not that any of you really need it, but if any of you have the ability to recover spell slots that you may have expended over this time, you are welcome to get them back. At some point around 4:15 or so, dawn is just like the eastern horizon is just beginning to catch the first rays of light. The sun is beginning to make its presence known, and you notice that the consistency of the patrols on the roof has slackened a little bit. It's safe to assume, right, when you have the reputation that the Stone Vault has, that like if it's been a long time since anyone's even bothered to try and make an attempt, even the most professional of guards is going to get a little tiny bit lackadaisical. And you do notice that there is not that they're not doing it anymore, but like the pace at which they are moving is definitely slack. They are not they're not as vigilant as they probably should be, especially at this point in the night. You all rouse yourselves and begin to set your plan in motion. Is there anything that you would like to do before we kick things off? Any preparatory actions or spells or anything like that?
No.
Cool.
No, because everything I have to do in the moment.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Cool. So to be clear, do you have to be within 150 feet of the target location to cast your spell, Gore?
Let me check. Boop. Let's see. Plant growth. I think it's in a 100-foot radius of me. Centered at the point. Cast a spell using one action. Choose a point within range.
Okay.
What does it mean within range, though? I guess the range is 150.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you will have to leave the building and get a little bit closer. Because of its location in town, it's easy enough for you guys to get to a point where like 100 feet is like the vault would be approximately 100 feet away and you're not like sitting in the middle of the road, like right outside. That's easy enough. There are like corners with some like bushes and that sort of thing. You guys could find a little bit of like a secluded spot for you to attempt this. There aren't a ton of big trees, so you're going to be somewhat limited, and it may be one of those things where like I have like it's going to be like a bit of a rush before people like round a corner or something like that. But you do have the option to do that. So if you want to try your tree stride plan, you're welcome to go for it. And then I guess maybe you have your knife as a backup. One thing that I am curious from you guys is you are trying to like you're trying to like supercharge the items that are inside the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to supercharge everything.
Okay.
We're just trying to charge it up and run it around and spit it out.
Trying to get it going. Have almost like a vibration of energy that
Okay.
would bring all three of us into the vault.
Okay. Cool.
We're all gonna come together.
Oh boy. All right. So here's what I'm going to say. This is something for you guys to think about. I think so. For viewers, what we are talking about is taking a break here, rather than like going long and trying to rush things. Maybe like actually just making this a 2-shot where we get to like fully enjoy the role play, because it seems like folks are having fun. Hopefully, you guys are all having fun. But the question that I am going to pose to the group, which is something that I would love for you guys to discuss between now and the next time that we have a session, is what magically are you all willing to give up, or like what's the price that you're willing to pay to supercharge this? It'll cost, you can spell slots work if you have magical items that you're willing to sacrifice to essentially like degrade to mundane items to try to supercharge this. Like how much are you willing to give up? And depending on that, it will increase your chances of success based on like the number or amount of magic that you are willing to pour into this attempt.
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
One is, if I use a rage slot, does that count? Because I'm using
I
a
would
spell
count
slot
that.
essentially.
How many rage slots do you have?
I don't know. However many you get at 10. I have 4.
4? Okay. Sure.
And then also, so this javelin can only be used once per long rest.
Okay.
So I was kind of intending to use both of those, which are things that I can't recover.
Okay. I will give you 2 choices for that javelin. One is to use essentially like your 1 charge per long rest, and the other, which would be significantly more powerful and increase your chances drastically, would be to completely use all magic in the javelin, rendering it essentially devoid of magic forever.
Wow. Okay.
But
I'll
it
think
would be
about it.
that is a big boost to your chance of success.
All right. I will think about it between now and the next session.
And then Gore and Figgy, same thing for you guys. You don't have to have an answer right now, and then we can communicate if you guys have questions. You have an answer right now?
I do actually.
Oh.
I have like I think what I think is like the perfect thing for my character.
Okay.
Figgy's looking at this as like his big score.
Okay.
Gonna let MJ and Gore kind of lead the show, and I'm gonna fade to the back after this one. This is kind of like my
Swan
Your
song.
farewell tour.
my farewell tour. Yeah,
Love
my
it.
last song, as
Yeah.
someone else who wears sparkly blue glasses would say.
I like it.
To be topical at the moment.
Uh,
But I'm willing to give up my lucky feat
The,
If
like,
I
in
have, like-
entirety.
Yeah, like if I have like 3 instances of changing the fate, like actually
Holy
like being
shit.
lucky, since this is like my last heist.
So you're so we're not talking the 3 charges per long rest. We're talking you
3
giving
charges,
up like the
and
most.
that's it.
Okay, for forever, for life.
Forever. Like I lose the feat.
Okay, so
Holy shit.
okay, so this is actually a little bit more significant then. This is you giving up essentially like this mote of luck that is within you.
Yeah, I've somehow taken
Permanently.
this one-shot character and grown severely attached to the fact that he feels very bad for like screwing over MJ's entire life.
Okay.
So this is like
Okay,
Wow.
so you're
Digging
like
into
you're
those
willing to
ideals,
invest.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I mean that I will tell you right now will boost your chances massively. That is a huge sacrifice.
I'm not gonna take the magic out of my javelin in that case. I'm just gonna expend the
Okay,
the
that's
one
gonna-
slot.
That's going to decrease it by a significant chunk too, though.
I
mean,
will
comparatively.
sacrifice.
Comparatively
Comparatively.
much smaller, but
Yeah.
every bit counts.
I'm gonna sacrifice one of my magical rings.
Okay,
what?
Which
Yeah,
one?
Not the mind one.
the cock ring.
No, I can't.
Well, it's
You know,
very
you know,
Victorian.
you know,
I
I'd
see what's going-
instantly combust if I got rid of that. It's like a cork
Oh my
plug in a
God.
dam. Anyway,
Oh
I would say that probably it's my ring of. Damn it, my ring of water walking. Okay,
Okay.
I know it sucks. I like to walk on water. It freaks people out.
There's probably a lot of legends about this, like sort of around in various parts of the world.
Yeah, I'm a folk hero.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case,
So with that in mind, I will spend some time figuring out. It's essentially we're gonna do a D100 roll, and depending on how much you guys are willing to sacrifice, we'll weight things differently. And you will roll a D100, and we'll see how much you guys are willing to give up to get through the various defenses that stand between you and your quarry.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna
in the
hold on.
interim,
I was gonna say I'm gonna hold on to y'all when we stop streaming to do a schedule for part 2. But
Next Thursday sounds good, right?
I'm in Ireland. I'm not even in this country.
It'll be 4:00 in the morning. I'll be like snoozing, and be like, "Yeah, you guys get the thing."
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, cool. So, thank you all for joining us this evening.
Mhm.
And y'all, I'm excited to continue this. Honestly, I was like, well, maybe we'll get through it, but I was kind of expecting this to be a 2-shot because I think it's more fun that way, and like you can have more fun with the things that you're doing. So thank you all for joining us this evening, and we
Yeah.
will see you all very soon. Katie and I, as you all know, will be away for about 10 days.
And Zach is taking sole ownership of AP.
Yeah, it's gonna be
For
a
most
lot
of
of
next week.
Fortnite.
for most of next week, yes.
For most of next week.
It's gonna be mostly Fortnite. Maybe some Overwatch and a bunch of indie games that no one's ever heard of.
Cool.
That'll be
Sweet.
awesome.
It'll be a great time.
And also, don't forget, right below this beautiful video of us, there's a bunch of links. If you need to get a hold of any of us individually, Ben, Katie, or myself, and as well as like a merch store and some cool shit there. So
Yeah.
be sure to check all that out. Check out the VODs that are here and also on the YouTube.
Zach, he's so much
Tubes.
better at this than I am. I'm just like, okay, bye. Links below.
And then, Zach, where can people find you if they want to hear more of your musings and such?
My Twitter is @ZachThought, and because they're my thoughts. And
Excellent.
you'll find me here on AP doing
Hell
streaming
yeah.
and stuff. That's pretty
Awesome.
much it. I'm off the grid, baby.
That's probably the better way to be honest with
It
you.
He's a
really
wild
is.
god. He's a maverick.
I'm just lightly on the grid.
Just tiptoeing on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening, and looking forward to wrapping up the second half of this adventure. I did title, in fairness, I did title this a 5e adventure and not a 5e one shot. I'm pretty
You
sure.
knew.
Just
More.
to
In your
be
heart
clear,
of hearts, you
I knew.
knew.
I knew.
More.
I
Alright.
knew with the amount of fun
happen.
I was having with role playing that it was it might be a 2-shot. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh. All right. Anyway, I love all you guys. Press those purple buttons.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining us.